Imagine this, a government championing the fight against climate change.
Climate change is not only an existential environmental threat, but one of the defining security issues of our time.
Pushing hard environmental policies.
Last December, we strengthened our climate plan to reduce more emissions, including with a world-leading price on pollution. This week, we made additional investments in the budget, and today, Canada is in a position to raise our climate ambition once again. Our new climate target for 2030 is to reduce our 2005 emission levels by 40 to 45%. And we will continually strengthen our plan and take even more actions on our journey to net zero by 2050.
Even implementing what has become one of the worst taxes in Canadian history, the carbon tax.
If you tax the farmer who produces the food and the trucker who ships the food, you tax all who buy the food. It's a housing tax because it raises the cost of building materials that go into homes. With the report out today that 25% of young people had to go to a food bank in just 3 months, will he accept the common sense conservative bill to take the tax off the farmers who produce our food?
But beneath the surface, where's all the money going? Are they just lining their own pockets? Using their radical environmental policies to pay for all of their expensive excursions?
This from a guy who took a $160,000 taxpayer-funded trip to a private villa for which there was no security reason that he couldn't pay for his own room. He took a $6,000 a night vacation in London, 2 weeks in Costa Rica in the middle of the summer, surfing into Fino on Truth and Reconciliation Day at taxpayers' expense, and a guilty verdict for staying at Billionaire Island. Mr. Speaker, this Prime Minister is out of touch and Canadians are out of money. When will he stop with these vacations and start working for the people in this country?
Is there something more sinister going on at the surface?
We know nothing is free, Mr. Speaker. This is about influence and power for the super rich. So why won't he answer?
In this video, we're going to be diving deep and peeling the onion on all of these environmental policies and figuring out if they're actually helping the cause or if they're doing something else. So grab your popcorn, chill out, and let's dive in. From day one, Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party have been all about climate change.
Canada is a positive actor on the environment and that we are responsible in how we develop our energy resources. And I think that's the positive message that I'm putting out. But I know that Canada has to start demonstrating real action and not just words in order for the world to understand that we are serious and committed to developing our resources in a responsible and sustainable way.
Cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner rivers. It all sounds good, and it should be good, right? Well, over these past 8 years, and now especially that we're in, hard economic times, high inflation, people can't pay their mortgage payments, people can't pay rent, they can barely afford food. The last thing we want is higher taxes, and the most popular one, that's me being facetious, the most unpopular one, the carbon tax. Justin Trudeau's favorite.
That's why putting a price on carbon emissions just makes sense.
Now, at the heart of it, the carbon tax and what it's really implemented for was to de-incentivize people from taking long road trips, excessive driving, excessive plane trips, only doing what you needed to. Basically, they want 15-minute cities. They want you to stay where you live, do everything in a 15-minute radius, and don't ever leave. Don't leave. I don't know. Maybe it's bullshit. Maybe it's not. But it's basically what they're trying to do. However, Canadians haven't been de-incentivized to drive around and do what they got to do. Because we got to do what we got to do. And I don't know about you, but if you travel to Europe, like I have a bunch, it actually makes sense not to have a car. Or if you do have a car, not to drive it really at all, because everything is literally in a 15-minute radius. I love going to Europe for that. We don't ever rent a car. The train system, the public transit system is amazing. It gets you anywhere you need to go in a matter of minutes. It's super easy, super clean. You have cafes and grocery stores mixed in every neighborhood. Everything you need is in every block. In Canada and America, we didn't design our neighborhoods and our cities that way. When I got to go to Costco to go get groceries, it's a 25-minute drive from Kitchener to Waterloo. The cities are touching, dude. And it still takes me a fucking half hour to get to Casco, get what I need. Then I got to go to this store because I'm a millennial. And I got to go to Goodness Me and get, which is basically the Whole Foods of Canada. I got to go get the stuff that I can't get at Costco, I got to get my hummus. In Canada, if you want to get all the stuff you got to do, it's spread out all over the cities. You got to drive. You have to have a car. So the carbon tax ain't doing nothing except hurting people. See, this is the thing. When Trudeau puts the carbon tax on gas, did you know, by the way, that for every liter of gas, about 60 cents right now at the time of filming this video, 60, 70 cents of that gas price is carbon tax. That's right. If Trudeau were to get his head on straight and just say, you know what, sorry guys, we're in hard economic times. That carbon tax, wasn't the best idea. Don't worry, I'm going to cut it starting today. Gas would drop 60 to 70 cents. By the way, what do you think that's going to do to inflation? It's going to plummet it. That's for another topic. Gas would plummet. And I know this because in America, they don't have a carbon tax. Now, we own a home in Naples, Florida that we go to for the winters. I know. Matt's a privileged, wealthy person. Dude, number one, started from fucking nothing, okay? My dad was a carpenter. I was a carpenter. Worked my ass up. Anyway, we own a home in Naples. And if you stick around long enough, I'm going to teach you how to elevate your financial status to do the exact same. But anyway, driving down to Florida every winter, gas is so cheap. Specifically Tennessee. When I was there just last winter, gas was 80 cents Canadian with the conversion. I did the conversion into Canadian dollars. 80 cents a liter. At the same time, gas here in Canada was $1.60. That's all carbon tax and other taxes. So anyway, all these businesses, it's more expensive for the truck driver. It's more expensive for the farmer. It all rolls down to the consumer. The farmer needs gas and diesel to run the equipment, run the tractors, run the irrigation system, all the stuff. So his bill goes up. What does he do? Passes it on to the trucking company. Trucking company says, cool, I'll move your celery from here to here. But because gas is more expensive, diesel is more expensive, the trip from here to here used to cost this. Now it costs this. So I'm going to charge the grocer. If you want me to make that delivery, this is the new price. Grocery store says, well, that sucks. Damn. No problem. Celery used to be $1.25 a stock. Now I'm going to make it $1.80 a stock. $2 a stock. Who pays it? You, the consumer. You pay the carbon tax on everything you buy. Don't get it twisted. Your groceries, the shoes you buy at the Nike store, everything you buy at the mall, your clothes, your knickknacks, everything you buy at a grocery store has been increased in price because of the carbon tax. And then get this, you go to pay for that item at the store and you get taxed again, HST, whatever province you're in. You're paying tax on a tax, and then you pay income tax on the income. And then with that net income, after tax income, you pay all of this, HST, carbon tax, sewer tax, property tax, tax on the money that's already been taxed. Unreal. Now, loop back around here. Let's close the loop. How is this affecting climate change? Where's all the money going from the carbon tax? Who's collecting it? Where is it going? Where is it being divvied up? Nobody knows. It's going nowhere. It's not changing the climate. It's not pulling CO2 out of the air. We're not investing in more solar energy, nuclear energy. We're not investing any more than we usually do in the previous years. The Canadian government isn't funding more research. In fact, our funding for PhD candidates and PhD students is really low in comparison to countries like the US, where 3% of their GDP goes to funding universities and funding studies. Why? The USA wants to be the leaders of the world. They want the smartest people in their country, so they pay for it. Canada, we do about 1.3% of our GDP goes towards funding. It hasn't gone up since the carbon tax has come in. Where's it all going? Now, here's the thing. I'm a moron. I'm a layman. I don't know. But let's talk layman to layman here. Why was Keystone XL cut? Why wasn't it put through with Delight? Cleaner oil. Canada has the cleanest oil in the world. We have the cleanest oil, the best technology, the best and brightest people in Canada here. Why would we let the Middle East, Kuwait, Qatar, all these areas, Saudi Arabia, why would we let them pump oil? Because the world's going to buy oil no matter what. China, India, Africa, all these countries, they don't give a fuck. They're going to buy oil if and when they need it. They're going to buy Russian oil. They need oil. Why are we letting them have market share? Why don't they buy our oil where we know it's clean, where we know we're planting trees in northern Canada to replace what we're putting out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Why don't we invest more into it? Open up Keystone XL. Why are we transporting oil on fucking train cars? when we can do it underground pipeline efficiently, cleanly. The odds of a mess, a spill is way less. It's more efficient. It goes faster. We can pump more oils per barrels per day out, making Canada richer. Why aren't we doing that? That's a question for another video. So my question to you is, let me know in the comments, are you sick of Trudeau's climate change agenda? And how do you think we're doing on the climate change front? Are we actually doing anything? Do you see the tax dollars going anywhere? Do you think it's actually helping Canada? Let me know below. I want to hear your thoughts.